Cheers and sip. And let's go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone. Do my little spin there because we're spinning into this Wednesday / St. Patty's Day. And welcome to another episode of Wine Wednesday with your girl, Ashley Rogers of Homes by Ashley, your favorite Michigan realtor. And cheers to everyone. Hopefully everyone's out there being safe. If you're out there celebrating St. Patty's Day, please keep it safe as well. Yeah. Because some of you guys know in some markets and in some areas, y'all forgot about Corona. Y'all forgot about everything. Y'all forgot about masks, safety. All y'all want is the stimmy check so you can go out there and splurge it. And most of that started today for St. Patty's Day. But either way, welcome you guys to another episode. I'm so happy that you're joining me today. Let's go ahead and do a cheers for the opener tonight. So tonight's Wine Wednesday is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to really be talking a lot about real estate stuff. I've been getting a lot of questions from people asking me how I got into real estate, what encouraged me to get into real estate. Did I start off part-time? Did I dive in full-time? Did I have a job and then transitioned over to it and everything like that? So that's something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So we're just going to keep it, light and airy tonight, having a little bit of fun and just kind of doing our thing here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So how I got into real estate. That's probably a loaded question, but the answer is my stubbornness. And I'm going to give you some history on that. That's how I got started. I graduated from college. I went to Michigan State University and got my undergraduate degree in journalism and Spanish. Later on, I decided to get my master's in strategic communications and also public relations. So I had two master's degrees as well. So 2 bachelor's, 2 master's degrees, and they were all still circulating around me communicating with people, wanting to be around people, wanting to do, have a career that was helping people and just being involved with people. So that was kind of the foundation of where things came from. I was kind of in corporate America for quite some time. I was always one of those people that felt like I had to have a plan, and I had to see that plan from beginning to end before I decided to change my mind. So the final job that I had before jumping into real estate was actually in 2019. Fast forward to October of 2019, I was actually laid off. So you guys see, October 19th was kind of around the time when we started hearing in America a little bit about the coronavirus, COVID-19, all that kind of stuff. So when I got laid off, I was just like, okay. I felt okay. I honestly felt okay in my spirit. I normally am a person that always depended on a check every 2 weeks. And that to me meant stability, but I was not happy. I didn't have that get up and go about wanting to go to work. I did not enjoy it. It made me very depressed. And I really just I wasn't happy. If anything, I wanted my freedom. And that was the key factor that I decided to kind of let God lead me in that direction of saying, Lord, my desire is for me to be financially set. You know that my desire is for me to have my financial freedom, but also my freedom to be who I am. I'm a natural traveler. I love to travel. I love spending time with my family and friends. I love spending time at home with my little babies over here. There's one right there. 2 are running around here somewhere. But really, that was kind of what made me realize, I said, Lord, I'm not happy. So I need you to put me in a direction where I need to go so that I can obtain that happiness, keep my sanity, and still be able to be financially secure so that when I have children, I'll be able to give them something. And of course, one of my ultimate goals is taking care of my parents. They don't never have to want for anything because they did a bomb job taking care of me, and they still do. So that's on my spirit to make sure I take care of them. All of those things, as I prayed, I realized I was not going to be able to get from a 9 to 5. So even after I was laid off, I took the time to just kind of reflect and think on the things that I truly wanted. Because at this point, I'm officially in my 30s. So it's like I need to put myself in a position where I can make the decision of my own future. I don't want anyone telling me how to spend my time because I'll be doggone if I continue to work hard for a company that is going to just treat me as if I'm a number and I can be easily replaced by someone else. That's not security to me, and that's not freedom. That's not happiness to me. So I no longer wanted that. It was structured And that's the thing that I had to step out on faith about. I was more in line with wanting to have structure, which meant getting instruction from others, from someone else, telling me what to do and telling me how to do it, and then having a check every 2 weeks guaranteed to me because I was salaried and everything. And it's like, yeah, that was cute and everything for that time in my life. But again, I was at the point in my life where I'm thinking, no, I have to think beyond today. I have to think beyond a check every 2 weeks. I need to look further into my future and ask myself if a 9 to 5 is going to be able to give me the freedom and the future I want. It wasn't going to do it. It just wasn't. So my parents encouraged me to actually take my real estate courses. So I took them during February. Actually, the week of Valentine's Day in 2020 was when I took my real estate class. And it was in the wintertime. And if you've been to Michigan in the winter, then you know that, yeah, I'm not even going to go into it. You just know. Look it up on YouTube if you need to. So I went ahead. I was done with my 40-hour certification in a week. And then COVID happened. So COVID happened, and at that point, of course, everything was shut down. All the testing centers were shut down. Everything was shut down. So it was like, okay, I got my certification, but I have no idea when I'm going to be able to take my exam. So I'm studying throughout the entire pandemic at this point. I'm just like, okay, I don't know when I'm going to take this exam. I don't know when they're going to be able to have this happen. So then, what became my first exam, I failed the first one. I'm not even gonna lie, you guys. I took the test 3 times and I passed it on the 3rd time. So I look at it this way: take it for the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. After that, it was all done and I got my license. So my why, people ask me why I got into real estate. That's the first thing I want to let you guys know. My why was founded on my stubbornness, because I no longer wanted to be told by anybody what to do. And it also came from me realizing that I needed to step out on faith and no longer have that structure and that dependence on a check every 2 weeks, because that wasn't going to get me to the happiness and the financial freedom that I wanted. It wasn't going to allow me to have the goals that I wanted. So I said, you know what, God, just guide me how you want, and we're going to go from there. So that was my why. My why was my freedom. My why was taking care of my parents when I'm able to. My why was my financial security. And my why was, of course, being able to travel and do whatever I wanted with the 24 hours every day that God put me, blessed me with. And it wasn't going to be for working for someone else. It just wasn't. So that was my why. Now, fast forward to making the decision as to whether or not I was going to jump into real estate part-time versus full-time. Most people that I know that decide to go into real estate have a job and then they start off by doing real estate on the side. That way they can still do the things that they need to do to get themselves in place for having that as a full-time career, but still having that check every 2 weeks. Me, I couldn't do it, because I knew deep down that if I was going to step out on faith and really let God lead me in the direction I needed to be a successful realtor, then I was going to have to put my all into it, which meant there was no room for me to have another job. Now, some people can do that, but me, I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to 100% dive in full time, come what may. And guys, let me tell you this. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter if you're spiritual, religious, whatever it is that you believe in. When the virus happened, it was also my chance for me to realize, you know what? Now is when you really have to step out on faith. Not trying to go off on my tantrum of being a pastor or anything like that, but I just want to say, when you have that gut feeling inside of you and in your heart, and you know that you are just, you got that fire in you. When you have that fire burning in you and you know you need to just go forth and step out on faith and do what you need to do, just do it. I'm telling you right now, just do it. And when you know your why, that's what's going to catapult you into the realtor or even the business person that you want to be. If you're just kind of meandering with the idea and just kind of like using it as a hobby, you're not going to succeed. Real estate is something that is going on 24/7. Some people can do it where they can work a 40-hour job and then do real estate part-time. And that's okay for some people, but for me, I can't do it. And I also encourage anyone that asks me if they should go into real estate full-time or part-time, I always ask them, know your why, or tell them, know your why. Why is it that you want to do it? And when you have that established, that's when you realize that that's going to be the fire that's going to push you, because you're going to have some serious ups in real estate. You're going to have some serious downs. It's really an emotional roller coaster. But again, when you know your why, it makes it more worth it. You're gonna work harder. You're gonna put in your blood, sweat, and tears. And that's what I knew that I had to do in order for me to get to the future that I know that I was supposed to have. I knew after a while that I wasn't supposed to be a typical 9-to-5 person, because again, it's just not for me anymore. And it was okay for the time being, but I was not going to be able to thrive. I was not going to be able to blow up into the person and the business person that I know that God wants me to be. Not only that, guys, in addition to being a realtor, I had also started my own business, my own vegan body butter and sugar scrub line. And that was another thing that I stepped out on faith about. The first day that I launched and announced that I was having that business, I sold out of every single product that I had. It was amazing, but that's another story for another day. But anyway, that's pretty much how and why I got into real estate. I've never woke up and had a moment in my head where I regret making that decision. I've never had a reason to believe that I'm not on the right path to getting the future that I want. Was I scared? Absolutely. Because again, I was a person that was depending on a check every 2 weeks, and I thought that was security, but it was not freedom. And as I grew and matured and became older, I realized that the values that I had about my life and what it was, that I wanted in my future, it didn't involve a check every 2 weeks. It didn't. It involved me making the decision of how I wanted to spend my 24 hours every single day and not letting someone else dictate to me how I should run my life. Because I'll be doggone if I work all my life and every year have 2 weeks off. Not even 2 weeks off, because some jobs won't even give you a whole 2 weeks off. Again, that's a whole story for another day. So I'm going to be answering those questions about that kind of stuff in another video. But this is just a video to tell you why I got into real estate and how I got into it as well. So I certainly encourage any of you men and women out there that have that fire inside of you to just take charge of your freedom, take charge of your future, and just step out on faith and really put your blood, sweat, and tears into being an entrepreneur at the end of the day, or a realtor. I encourage you to really understand what your why is. And of course, I encourage you, if you have that fire in you, don't let another job or a 9-to-5 take that fire away from you. Know that you are going to be a success as long as you want it and as long as you're going to work hard for it. And that's what I would intend to do for myself. And that's what I would encourage anyone else to do. So that's pretty much it. And hopefully that answers the questions for everyone that was wondering why and how I got into real estate. So this is your girl, Ashley Rogers of Homes by Ashley once again. And thank you for joining me for another episode of Wine Wednesday. I truly appreciate every last one of you for sticking with me through all of this. And I certainly look forward to seeing you all more on Wine Wednesday. Thanks so much. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. Day and night, all I've got to say is